Hey, this is Blaque from Hajii and Blaque. I'm here today by myself. Hajii's at work. But I wanted to share with you guys something that I'm dealing with that I think is important to share. It's about connections outside of your relationship and how they can affect the relationship positively or negatively, right? So I met my ex through his sister, and this was years ago. She and I knew each other before. We were friends before I met him and everything like that. Now let me just say, she and I were friends for many years, 20 plus years. It has always been a toxic type relationship. Many times I have said I was breaking off the connection and would get sucked back in for whatever reason. Sometimes it would be because he would be like, oh, that's my sister, give her another chance. Sometimes I felt like we had been friends for so long and she knew so much about me and everything that it was comfortable to continue the relationship with someone who already knew everything, and you didn't have to go through the whole process. A lot of times things were great, and there were no problems. But when there were problems, it was big, and it wasn't good. First of all, she is her brother's sister, right? And I always say your first loyalty is to your brother. Whether he's right or wrong, that's your brother. And she really showed me that in a lot of different ways. Some of it I didn't know fully until after the breakup between her brother and I. And recently, there was a situation where I had to say to her, I understand that your brother is your brother and you should be on his side. It's natural. So we probably should level off the relationship, not talk about certain things, until this situation is resolved. And she was adamant that she was Switzerland. She wasn't on my side. She wasn't on his side. Blah, blah, blah. I knew different, and I altered, for the most part, the way I interacted with her. And clearly it's about children, right? Because why else would I be talking to him or have any kind of thing with him at this point? But I stopped talking about my children for the most part. I don't know how that fly got in here. For the most part with her, and just stopped talking. It was superficial for the most part, right? On my behalf. I still gave her the same level of support through the things that she was dealing with and things like that. But I pulled back on my end of sharing because at the end of the day, I know that your blood is your blood. And this is your sibling. I didn't expect anything else. So long story short, it has come out. And before it came out where I could see it with my eyes, there was a feeling strong in my heart. But God had already told me several times through several different people and different things that I needed to cut the relationship. And it was, I was used to it. I was used to it. It was 20 some odd years, 26 maybe? Something like that. 26, 27 years, something like that. A long time. And so 3 weeks ago, we were having a conversation about the situation that she is Switzerland And I just I saw what I knew all over her face while she was talking. God made it clear for me. And he does that. When he wants me to know something, a lot of times I tell people it's like a black and white movie. And I know that people get things in different ways, and but it was like a black and white movie. That's how he does it when I'm not listening, or I still want to give a chance, or whatever. I'm not listening. And so it was like a mask on her face, and I saw it. And that was the last day I took a phone call, the last day I text, or anything like that. Fast forward 2 weeks later, and I'm added on to an email chain in this situation. And she's dead center in the email chain that she was Switzerland in, right? And listen, again, it's no fault. I'm not faulting her for it, because this is her sibling. She is supposed to ride for her sibling. But since your sibling is now an adversary to me in this situation, we can't vibe, because you're doing what you're supposed to do. And so when I saw that she's smack dab in the middle, I felt two things, right? I felt relieved that 2 weeks prior I had ended all communication. And when I say I ended all communication, there wasn't an argument, there wasn't a disagreement. I didn't send a text or leave a message, just silence. I left in peace. Okay? No ill will. I just left in peace. So I was happy that I did that. And the second feeling was, honestly, betrayal. Not because she's on her brother's side, but which I do a lot, I feel like I'm the way I think, people think. And that's not how it works. I know that it doesn't work that way, but somehow it's still, I figure, right? I came to you and said, look, I know you got to ride with your brother. Go ahead, ride with your brother. When it's all said and done, we could bang, bang, bang. And you chose to say, no, I'm Switzerland. And you clearly were not. So that's like, word. But then I have to remember that everybody's not upfront like I am, and everybody doesn't have the same intentions, and you know what I mean? So it's all good, right? But it's hurtful. So let me tell you why it's hurtful. It's hurtful because it's been 26, 27 years. It's difficult to let go of a relationship like that long. You know what I mean? You're the aunt to my children. My family members know you. You know my family members. We know people in common. So it's very difficult. Like, we've been through a lot of situations with each other throughout the years. And so it's like losing a boyfriend, a husband, a partner, so to speak. Now, how has this affected my relationship with Hajii? Outside of the other things that, regular life, I'm sad. I'm sad that I've lost this friend. And I do this not because of this situation, because years ago, the friendship should have ended because it was toxic. There's been times when she was going to fight me in the streets. You know what I mean? Just a lot of things that have come out in the past. We've gone through periods of not speaking, and then things come out that she knew things that her brother was doing when we were together. and never said a word. She knew truths about him that he was clearly not telling me. And I was walking around dumb in the blind, and you never said a word. Like, I can't do it. You understand what I'm saying? I have a brother, and if I know that my brother, first of all, any man that's friends or family with me, no one, don't bring anybody around here. Don't tell me about your cheating. Don't tell me, blah, 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 blah. I'm not her. I'm not the person to do it with. Because, there's this the principle of sowing seeds. You do that to somebody, it'll be done to you, right? And I've seen it live and in living color. I'm not covering that for you. But, years ago, we should have ended this toxic relationship. So even though, and it's the same with like marriages and dating, toxic relationships, when you end it, even though it's for your good, it's for your good, it's the best thing, it's still like a grieving period, right? Because we're so used to that connection. You get ready to do something, you call, I can't call. Ooh, let me tell you. Nah, I can't even text them because we not like that no more. So it saddened me. And I haven't really verbalized it to my husband, that I'm sad about it. And so it's made me moody. And that is not a good thing, right? We all get moody sometimes. We have our things every once in a while or whatever. It's easier for our spouse, our partner, to deal with our moodiness if they know. Sometimes we know we're in a bad space, and we don't always know right away, but when we start realizing that everything is bothering us, then we'd be like, yeah, it gotta be me, right? So I haven't articulated it, but I've been on edge because it's kind of like withdrawal, honestly. They say it takes 21 days to make a habit, and that's a habit of doing something or a habit of not doing something. It's kind of like withdrawal. The same way you have to withdraw when you in a relationship and you're no longer in that relationship. Like with a partner, you go through a period where you have to get over it, and it's sad. So I'm telling the story because it seemed like, it can seem like, I should say, that's your problem. You have to deal with your friends, and it's your connection. It's for you to deal with. But this is something that we should also be sharing with our partner. How we're hurt over a situation, or how it's negatively or positively affecting us. Because the compassion that you would need during that time, and the understanding when you're moody or, emotional or sad, they have to understand where it's coming from. Instead of like, you just got a bad attitude for no reason because I've done nothing to you. We haven't had a altercation or a problem or argument or whatever. We've had none of that. Life is going great, so you're just moody to be moody when there's something behind it. Now, with that being said, if you are the spouse of someone who is going through, or the partner of someone going through, and they come and they say, look, I'm having a problem with XYZ. It's making me a little moody. I'm sad. I'm regretful. Hurt, angry, whatever it is. It is important to be empathetic, supportive, kind, and loving. It is imperative because 9 times out of 10, you're their person. You are your partner's person. And so you're the person they're going to tell it to. You're the person they're going to lean on during this time. And it may not make sense to you because you may be a person where, hey, quick as you came, quick as you could go. I'm good. But that may not be your partner's way when it comes to things, right? Or you may be a person that you could process your stuff and get over and go and but that may not be your partner, and they may need you to be empathetic. It don't make sense to you. It don't make sense that the person could be upset about a friendship or losing a job so much, or this much over losing a job, I should say, or this much over any kind of disappointment for them, right? It's not you. It's not what you would do. It doesn't make sense to you. And that's fine. But the empathy comes in when you can say, this isn't really a disappointing thing for me, but I know what it feels like to be disappointed. And I'm sorry you feel that way. And I definitely understand where you are, and I'm here for you. And what does that look like? That support, I'm here for you. A little extra hand holding, or filling a void, like if they talked on the phone or they hung out, or they say your partner and this person used to go play basketball on Saturdays. Well, maybe you don't play ball, and that's fine, but maybe y'all could go to the bookstore. Maybe y'all could have lunch, or maybe y'all could go for a walk at the Riverwalk or in the park or something. Maybe you could do a movie day. Something to help ease their mind in the situation. Maybe it is over a loss of employment, right? And you know they're not going to work every day anymore. And maybe if you have some PTO, take off a day and show them a good day, pamper them, spend some time. Remind them of who they are, right? Tell them the great things about themselves. Because what happens sometimes when people have disappointment, like losing a job or losing a friendship or failed business or difficulty getting the business or whatever it is, it can sometimes make you feel like all the good things you know about yourself are not true. It's just like that sometimes. So remind them of that. Sometimes support is saying nothing, just being there. Extra hug, cup of coffee, favorite snack. You know what? I got dinner tonight. I know you usually cook dinner, but I got you. I got you. You understand? A card. It could be blank and you could write a note, or it doesn't even have to be an expensive card. Thinking of you, know you're going through. I love you. No matter what, you're still the magnificent person you were before this. But it makes a difference. It makes a huge difference in how your person, your partner, will address the situation, process the disappointment, and it will make it where they will come out on top quicker, right? That being said, if you are going through and you hold it in, you could be negatively affecting your relationship. You can be causing tension in a place where there is no tension. Because your person doesn't know why you're acting this way. You know, don't be strong. Be transparent. Let them know how you feel. Give your person an opportunity to be empathetic and to support you and to love on you and all of those things. And if you can, because sometimes we can't articulate what we need and sometimes we can't, say exactly what you need and what it looks like to you. You know, so we could say, you know, I need your support, but what does that look like? What does support look like and feel like to you? Because they need to know. You got to say what it looked like. You have to not just say, I need this. You have to give some examples so that that person knows. Because here's the thing. Our love languages are different. Right? Different. My husband and I, we on two different sides of the world when it comes to loving each other and the way we give love. Right? The way we want to receive love. But I have to give it to him, not the way I think is me giving love. I have to give it to him in the way he's going to feel loved. You understand? And he has to give me love in the way I feel love. And I'm a very transparent person. I thank God for that. I don't think that I always was, but for a long time I have been very transparent. And I tell him exactly what I need from him and what it looks like to me. What that looks, and those are the words I use, what that looks like to me is XYZ. And my husband will sit there, Hajii, he sits there. And he go on about his business. He don't say yay, he don't say nay. Sometimes it look like he ain't paying me no mind at all. But baby, when I tell you that man come through, and it don't take him long. Few days. He hear me, and then he deliver it in the way that he can, in the way that I can feel it. And it's clear as day, this man is putting in the effort to give me what I need. And when he does it, he does not miss the mark. So we have to be transparent. We have to articulate what we need clearly, give examples. And if we're on the other end of that conversation, we have to take it, process it, and give it the way we can give it. Period. But it has to be the way they're going to receive it. So I can tell Hajii, I need a chicken sandwich on my nightstand when I get out the shower, right? So Hajii works long hours and he be tired when he come home. He's very tired. So he may not get in there and fry me a chicken sandwich. And my husband's a chef, so he can. But he might be too tired. But he might stop and get me one. And when I get out the shower, it'll be on my nightstand. Or he will get one of them children that know how to cook to make me one. He'll pay them. And it'll be on my nightstand. Whatever it is that's convenient for him, that'll work for him, that's how he's going to do it. But I'll have what I need. You understand what I'm saying? And that's what we have to do. And I have to do that too. You know? So I do everything, Hajii birthday, Father's Day, those type of things. I do very big for him. Our anniversary, very big. He's a big deal to me. He's a humongous deal to me. I love my husband. And outside of loving my husband, I like my husband. When I tell you I like this dude, Yo, he is fly. He's a fly dude. Always consistently Hajii. Consistent. He don't switch up on me. Do not switch up. That's big for me. It may not be big for somebody else. You understand what I'm saying? And because people need different things. You know, a lot of people say, oh, if he ain't got this and I make my own money. Before I met a Hajii, I paid my bills. I made my own money. I took care of my life. I did. I don't need Hajii's money. God has blessed me with skills, talent, and intelligence. And he sprinkled on hustle. So I don't need Hajii for no money. I don't need him to buy me a thing. I don't. He do take care of me. But I don't need him. Because before I met him, I did all of those things. Now somebody might need somebody to take care of them. And I don't see anything wrong with that if that's what you need. And if that's what that person has to offer, y'all do it. You understand what I'm saying? If that's what you need to feel like you're in a great relationship and be fulfilled, and your partner feel like that's what I got to offer, that's what I bring to the plate. I pay the bills. I make sure you fly. I make sure you got money in your pocket. You don't have to ask for anything. That's a connect right there. Right? That's not what I need. I don't need that. And I don't want that because that's just me. I don't. What I need is your consistency, your respect, your kindness. Because of what I've been through previously, I need soft-spoken words. Soft-spoken words. Period. And I'm not asking Hajii to punk out or dumb down or take whatever. But because of what I've been through previously, when people talk harsh to me, I get in a certain space. And I can't even hear you. And I'm all in defense mode. Right? Because now we about to battle. Because speaking to me harshly reminds me of an abusive time in my life. And automatically I go to defending myself. When I explained that to my husband at first, he was like, I'm not even yelling. I'm not even talking to you back. Like, what are you talking about? I'm not doing anything. And it was in the middle of a discussion. So I can't hear him. He can't hear me. I later had to tell him, babe, I know that you're not disrespectful to me. And I know that you're not mean to me. But when you don't speak to me in a certain way, I automatically get defensive because I feel it takes me to a place where I need to defend myself. And so he's a little bit more mindful. Now, he ain't going to hold his tongue. He's not doing that. He going to say what it is he needs to say. But he understands me when I say, I need you to talk to me a little bit softer. It's not so foreign to him anymore. Right? We have to be transparent with what we need. And we have to be willing to accept the transparency in our partner. And the needs are not going to look the same. The needs are not. 9 times out of 10, partners don't need the same things. Because if I have it, I don't need it. I'm not going to hook up with somebody who's just like me where 9 times out of 10, where if I don't talk and you don't talk, how did we even get together? It's usually when there's a more reserved person, the other person is more outgoing than they are. Sometimes very outgoing, sometimes not very, but more than they are. And that's how conversations are generated. That's how adventures are created from the person who's more outgoing. If we both reserved, and you in your room and I'm in my room, and we never, how did we even conversate or converse to get here? How did we do that? How it can work. I'm not saying it can't, but 9 times out of 10, people are what they need are opposite. And it doesn't have to make sense to us. Hajii's needs don't have to make sense to me. But my desire to give him what he needs, as long as it does not go against who I am at my core, step over my boundaries, or make me feel bad about me, I should be willing to give it to him. And if I'm not, he's not the one. I stand by that. He's not the one. Because when you found the one, you're going to want to give it to them the way they need it. And it's not going to be difficult. It's not going to be hard. It's not going to be, oh my gosh. Oh, none of that. It's going to be, oh, okay. I got it. So, I got off track. So I was saying I make everything about Hajii a big deal. When my birthday comes and Mother's Day and all like that, it is very low-key. Very low-key. I make video montages of pictures and music, and I'm posting it, and I surprises on top of surprises, and dinners and party and people, and I do it all. I make a big deal. Hajii does not. I might get a barbecue with just a few people, maybe, and I think that's more because he like barbecuing. But that's not his speed. That's not what he do. But I get exactly what I need. I'm celebrated. They look different. And to somebody on the outside who's not really in the know about people and relationships, they will tell you that I do more for him than he does for me. I make a bigger deal about him than he does about me. And they would be absolutely wrong. It's not his personality. We have different personalities. And we do things differently. And when you're in a relationship, you have to respect that you have different personalities and you do things differently, which means you're going to need things differently. But make certain you tell your partner what you need. Be very transparent and give examples of what it looks like. And if you're on the receiving end of that conversation, hear them out. Don't just listen. Hear them out. Take a moment. See how you can deliver that in your way. But exactly what they need, but in your way. And then give it to them. And if you have no desire to do that, this person isn't the one. Don't waste your time. Don't waste theirs. Life is short. Be happy and be at peace. Be full of joy and be at peace. If nothing else, be at peace. Because I'll tell you what I know for sure. What I know without a doubt, you cannot turn back the hands of time. I know Cher sung a song about what she would do if she could, but she can't. So she never got to do it. You cannot turn back the hands of time. So make certain that you're using your time wisely with your partner. And if this one ain't for you, it's okay. Chuck them the deuces in peace. Seriously. It's very difficult. I know that society, when people split up, it's like a failure. It's not. The failure is staying in a place you don't want to be, or a place that you're not wanted. You understand? That's where the failure come in. Staying in a place where you do not want to be, or you are unwanted. But when you realize a situation is not for you and you move on, that's not failure. That's peace. And peace will never fail. I just felt led to tell you guys that today, because I haven't been transparent with my husband, and I can see the effects of it. I don't like it. So I have to fix it. I do. And I will. But I want you to know, be transparent, give examples, receive what they're saying to you, process it, and deliver it in your way. All right? If you have a topic you want us to discuss, let me know. Okay? Comment. Send me an inbox. Whatever. If you have a topic you want us to discuss, we are going to do a couples therapy video very soon. So couples therapy, the videos, they weren't supposed to be just Hajii and I. It's supposed to be Hajii and I and a couple. We're still, believe it or not, I know a lot of people don't believe it. But listen, that's your business, as Auntie Tab say. Not my business. But believe it or not, we are still in a pandemic. So sometimes it's a little difficult to get couples. You know what I mean? But we're going to work on getting a couple to do couples therapy with. And we may have to do sort of like a Zoom recording, so that they're in their place, we're in our place, and everybody's comfortable with the interaction. And how we would do that is we would have to either send them, depending on where they live. If they live in our area, we would deliver them food, what we're eating, and we're all on Zoom having dinner and therapy. Or we would have to DoorDash or Grubhub the couple food for dinner. And we all, have couple therapy over dinner. So look for that to come soon. And, remember, at the end of the day, your peace is more important than anything. Your personal peace, peace in your relationship, in your home, most important than anything. Anything that is going to disrupt peace is a no-go. Get rid of it. All right? All right? Follow us on Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, Twitter. And our website is coming. It's halfway up. We're working on it. It's under construction. And it's hajiiandblaque.com. HAJIIANDBLAQUE.com. So we look forward to seeing you there. Soon we'll have some merchandise up there as well. support and love and relationship. And yeah, y'all have a good one. Peace.